to run or how to manage a business. So that is at the core of the training you're going to be receiving. For any program, development program, funding program, one of the first things that is priority is ensuring that everyone who is on the program understands what it is to really run a business, right? And that understanding would help you to better situate whatever it is that you're doing. And of course, it's important for you to be able to know the various, components, the various, key terminologies, so that ultimately you can develop a business that is bankable, that is fundable. All right. Now, the first question I'd like to ask in this class is a question on, first, what is entrepreneurship in itself? Why do we talk about entrepreneurship, right? This is an entrepreneurship management program. What is the business of entrepreneurship? What's the goal of entrepreneurship? Can somebody help me with that? What's the goal? Usually when we, when you are an entrepreneur and you're into business, what's the goal? What are you trying to achieve, as an entrepreneur? Who's going to help us with that? Anybody? Oluwapelumi. Oh, Optimist's hand is up. Okay, please go ahead. Please, Optimist, what's your first name? You need to introduce yourself properly. And let's name ourselves properly on the call. Name yourself properly so that you can be properly addressed. Okay.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
My name is Abdul Malik. Yeah. So, entrepreneurship is the person you asked what is entrepreneur, right, sir?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the goal of entrepreneurship?
What's the role of an entrepreneurship,
goal.
right?
Okay, go ahead. Just say something.
Okay. Okay. Entrepreneurship is the process of identifying a problem and whereby a business is ventured to solve the particular problem, and entrepreneur is a risk taker. And also entrepreneurship is an act of turning an idea into a functional reality. And
all right.
Why? Okay. Sir,
go ahead. Yes, it's
okay, sir. And whereby it takes the financial and the professional risk in hope of a profit, and also in hope of rendering a value to people.
All right, thank you very much. Please give him a round of applause. All right, I have Mr. Simeon. Right? Say something. Let's hear you.
Okay. Yes, so please, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Entrepreneurship is a process of designing, launching, and running a new business or a venture. It involves identifying a need of opportunity in the market. For example, like when there's a need, that's where an entrepreneur comes in. Because in the current world there are various needs and there are various solutions. So that's where an entrepreneur comes in. An entrepreneur creates a product or service to meet that need and taking calculated risks to bring it to life. So an entrepreneur is a risk taker. And what entrepreneur often, because I'm an entrepreneur. So what I do is that I develop innovative ideas and solutions. I have my own business plans and strategies. I secure fundings and resources, and I build lead teams. I manage and adapt to challenges. So an entrepreneur is a risk taker. An entrepreneur is a risk taker whereby he provides services for needs. So that's my point of view, sir.
All right, thank you very much for that. If there is something that you both have said in common, is that an entrepreneur identifies problems, right? An entrepreneur is the person that goes in there, sees a problem, and then tries to create value, right, as a way of solving that problem. People don't give people money just because they like them, right? People give people money because they've been able to solve a problem. Whenever I go to the market and I buy, you know, uh, fuel from a filling station, fuel from Dangote refinery that goes to the filling stations, it's not because I just love Dangote, right? It's because I have a need to fuel my vehicle, right, for it to be able to work. And because of that, I will part with money to buy the product. And the same thing applies to our business. Not until people have a clear need that resonates with what you're trying to create, then many times you are not yet in business. You are not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is somebody that creates value, that meets the needs, of people in their environment. That's very important background for us to, to understand and to have in mind as we go about this whole process. All right. Now, in the course of this session, I'm going to be talking about understanding business management. And if there's any reason why business management matters, it's because we have a saying that many businesses fail, not because of lack of customers, but due to poor management. It is one thing for you to create a business. It is another thing for you to understand the nitty-gritty of managing that business. All right. And that proper understanding of management principles or business principles helps you to control money, to organize work, to satisfy customers, and to grow your business steadily. Look at that flow. You organize money. You control money, right? Yeah, there's an inflow. There is income. There is expenditure. You need to understand that dynamics. All right. You organize work. That means that within your business, you're able to build an entity, right, that is able to run and work can get done repeatably, right, within the organization, and people can get value from your organization channeled out there. And of course, beyond just running your business, beyond the routine of running your business, your customers need to be satisfied, right? Your customers need to be able to uh, uh, feel happy. Many times people say that customer is king. Why do they say that? Because the moment your customers stop patronizing your business, you know that that business is gone. All right. So it's important for you to be able to satisfy your customers, to meet their needs, for you to remain in business. Beyond meeting the needs of your customer, you must remember that your business needs to grow. Your business is not expected to stay at the same point at year in, year out. You must continue to monitor progress, monitor growth, continue to look for opportunities that can increase or expand the profitability of your business. I worked in an organization some years ago, a bank, and they said to themselves that we want to be an end-to-end financial service provider. That means that though they started as a bank, they wanted to explore all the potential opportunities within the financial value chain, right? So that they can capture more value beyond just the value that is captured from regular banking. And that means that for them to grow their business, they must look beyond just what they are doing at the moment. Look, people need banking service, but along within the same financial line, people need their pension managed. And so they started a pension management arm, right? Yes, we are in banking, but beyond that, people always ask us that they want to be able to buy shares and all. They started a stockbroking arm, right? So gradually they were expanding along the value chain so that as their customers are asking them things that their customers ask them that is related to the financial services, they expand their business to be able to capture that value so that they can continue to grow and increase their business. All right. Now, having said that, what are the 4 basics of business management? Number 1 is planning. You have organizing, you have leading, you have controlling. Planning means deciding what to sell, to whom to sell, and how to sell. All right? Deciding what to sell, to whom to sell, and how to sell. Now, this is very pregnant, and there is something that will help you to better understand this. Has anybody heard about business model canvas? Have you ever heard or seen a business model canvas? Anybody? Okay, nobody. All right, no problem. In the course of this session, we are going to ultimately discuss that so that it can help you to better think about, because it's a tool that helps to better think about your business. And in a single visual, you are able to see, the full, everything that you're doing as a business. Now, planning, deciding what to sell, right? What products am I going to make available? We have established that as an entrepreneur, there is something that you are doing. You are making products available to your customers. You are trying to solve a problem. And in the course of trying to solve that problem, you are creating a product. But who are you creating that product for? You must be able to identify who are your target customers, who are those who are going to buy from you. And of course, in defining your customers, you need to be very specific about who those customers are that you are targeting to buy from you, right? And you need to, of course, be able to, discern how am I going to get my product to these customers? How am I going to sell to them? How am I going to be able to, give them the products, make the product available to them to be able to access it, be able to buy? Am I going to use a physical store? Am I going to sell online? You need to be able to define and, clearly, I'm very clear about that model. Now, when we talk about organizing, that means that talks about, setting aside or, putting in place your how do I describe it now? Your organizational structure, right? What kind of people do I need to be able to prosecute my project, right? If you're in edtech and you're thinking, am I running an online kind of school where I need people to probably come into the platform, be able to sign up, get a teacher, and then I can have teachers who are teaching the people, and I can assign them to different teachers? Or do I want to build a platform where you have recorded videos and people can go to a particular subject and they can? So, what kind of people and the volume of the people that you need to be able to get your job done, to be able to deliver your service to the people. What tools do you need? What resources do you need? Human or material resources. It is important to be able to sit back and analyze and think about those things, because those are the things that will help you to be able to properly ultimately position your business. The next thing is leading, right? One of the things that we always want to check from anyone who wants to run a business is their ability to lead. And so one of the questions that we always try to extract from you is, what experience do you have? What have you done before? And experience doesn't have to be that you have probably led a business or organization before. It could mean some of the things that you have done in the past. You were a class governor for 2 out of 4 years in the university. You were the secretary, in your association, departmental association. Those skills, you bring them to bear by the time you eventually get into business, because your ability to delegate, your ability to manage people, your ability to interact with, your employees and the people working with you on the business is very important. Your ability to negotiate and interact with partners. Sometimes, maybe at the start of your business, you're not able to afford to have an accountant. Sometimes you outsource that service. You must be able to negotiate and interact with the people who are providing such service to you. And of course, be able to guide and support the members of staff. Some people don't know why they have come to do the work, their work in the first place. You have a responsibility of guiding them right, of making sure that they get the job done. You may have a high performer that is sometimes maybe demotivated, but it is your responsibility as a leader in the organization to be able to identify the factor, right, alongside that person. You don't see somebody who is grumpy and then you just leave the person and say, I don't know why this person is always grumpy, and then you just ignore the person. Rather, you have a responsibility as the leader to be able to call that kind of person and ask them questions so that they are able to open up and you are able to interact with them, and probably just a conversation with them might change their orientation and might make them even more productive than you can ever imagine. And also the next thing is controlling, right? It's important for us. Normally, one of the things that you need to do in a business is to set up your business processes, right? Has anybody heard about business processes? Anybody in the room who has heard about what's a business process? Who is responding to that? Samuel Naji says he can't hear anything. Who can hear me? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I want to be sure that I've not been speaking. All right. So Does anybody know what a business process is? What's a business process? I want to hear from the house. I don't want this to be a one-way conversation.
Hello.
Hey,
Good
yeah,
afternoon, sir.
yes, go ahead.
Yes, this is Adesanya Isaac. To my own little understanding, I believe business processes is something you do repeatedly just to achieve an organization goals.
Okay, something you do repeatedly to achieve the organization goals. Okay, let me hear from more people. Egun Jobitosin.
Yeah, I think business process are all the factors you put in place to kind of get a particular result that aligns with the core objective of why you set your business up. When I said some of those things you put in place, let me use agriculture like that, or poultry settings that I'm a bit familiar with. Uh, it's it has to do with everything like receiving your birds, your setup, how much you are putting there, your planning, everything that has to do with uh, your inputs, like the input you are putting there for the output you're expecting, like that. So I think that should be business process, or yeah, business process. The way I understand it is everything you kind of do, like to kind of get what you expect in your business, and then the outcome of what you invested there and what you get, or apart from what you put there, like inputs to outputs.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that. Let me hear from Israel. I think I've not heard from you. Let me hear from you now.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. For me, I think please confirm you can hear me. I believe yes. So
Okay, we
I
can't hear
believe
you.
business. You can hear me. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, can hear you.
Hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, that's good. So, um, since every business is set up to achieve a goal, however, to achieve it, they are broken into different cells. Biology, for
Okay.
instance, there's a body, right? But every cell, every organ rather, has to do the seeing, the leg has to do the walking. So the business process kind of properly documents and say how each part of the business will contribute its own quota to see that the final goal, to see that the body is what it is.
Okay, we couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you very clearly. We'll proceed. Let me hear from one more person. Emmanuel Popola. I'm trying to
Good
put those
afternoon,
who have
sir.
not heard me out. Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
To me, business process refers to the step-by-step aim of an entrepreneur that works toward the target of what the person wants to achieve.
The
Like what
step
to
by
have a
step,
plan,
what?
a plan of an entrepreneur in order to achieve his target or his goal. The step an entrepreneur takes, like business process, the process to which you wish to get to your goal.
Yeah, hello.
Like, I didn't get me, sir.
Yeah, I can get you.
Yeah, it refers to
How is
me.
that?
It
So
refers
how
to
is
the step
business
by
process
step.
different from business plan?
Okay, business plan. And to me, I just feel like a
Because you
process
have
to
said
which
it, you said business process is the step you take to achieve your goal.
your target.
Yeah,
Yes.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Business plan.
Okay.
Business plan is not elaborated like that. It doesn't itemize. It does not. Business plan does not itemize the steps you are taking.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
hello.
because getting that clarity helps to separate a business to really know what a business process is, right? Okay, let me take one last
Yeah.
person.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay. Hello.
Okay, yeah, go
Hello.
ahead.
Okay. A business process has to do with a structured steps by steps. A business organization takes day by day to achieve his or her daily tasks or goals. The way you take steps to climb, the way you take a staircase to climb up. So there should be a laid down structured steps. It should be structured because if you miss your step, you will definitely affect other things. So each department of the business, you must be engaged in this process in order to achieve the task. That's my own idea.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know that for every business, there are individual, you know, services or operations, right, that are performed to eventually come up with the final outputs for the organization. Take an example, and let's take an example of the poultry, for example. There is a process for preparation of the feeds, right, that will be given to the birds, right? There is another process for cleaning the place where the birds stay, right? There is another process for feeding the birds, right? There is a process for,
Yes, sir.
um, for dealing with sick birds, right? So within each of those activities, you have step-by-step process, right? If you talk about a process for cleaning the place where they stop, you say, or maybe the process of feeding the birds, right? You say, get the feeds into a bowl, right? Uh, 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 Place it in a particular place in the feeder, right? And maybe remove maybe things that will contaminate. So for that process, you have several steps. So a process typically has several steps that you need to take. And one of the things that makes a business, that defines maturity for a business, is that business has matured processes. That means that for the organization, you've been able to define the processes that you take within the organization in such a way that when you are not there, other people can repeat that process, whether or not you are there. You are marking the screen, Tosin, right?
Sorry, please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So when we talk about controlling, that means that you have checks in place to make sure that your processes, are properly executed, and there is no room for loss in the process. There is a way that you can run your business process such that people can get the business into debt. People can put the business in the top. But if you have well defined that this is how we run our business, these are the things that we do, and then you have put in place control mechanisms to ensure that your business doesn't get out of tune, doesn't get derailed, it's very important for you to be able to ensure that you're running a business that is forward looking. So in every system, it's important to have a control system to make sure that things don't go out of hand. So, for example, you are building an app, and you need people to be able to access the application, but you have require them to subscribe or to pay to be able to access the application. If you don't put a control system that will stop them if they have not paid, then you might have as well, have your system onboarding people on the platform without payment being executed. And of course, you're going to be you're going to be incurring resources, right, in running the business, whereas you are not getting commensurate value. Sometimes people have loopholes that they can explore to be able to take the value from your business without paying commensurate for the value they are deriving from your business. You must be able to put in place a mechanism to ensure that people do not take from your business value that they have not paid for. If you run a manufacturing process, you must be able to put in place a mechanism to ensure that people do not steal from your organization, and then you lose inventory, and then you're not able to get value, for the things that you have invested your money into doing as a business. Okay. Okay, I think this one, I have marked most of the thing. So clear this. All right. One other thing that you need to take note of as somebody who is in business is what we call money management, right? Very important. I think that before I go into this, I'd like to discuss a little bit about the business model canvas so that at least we can have some understanding of some of the things that you need to take note of as someone who is set to run a business. I'm going to share something. On the platform, on the initial platform, there's a resource there that has been dropped. It's a business model canvas template. I think I want us to go through that before we proceed. So if you go to the resources section, you are going to see a business model canvas there. Has anybody seen that resource? It's great. Can you see my screen? Am I sharing the initial, or you are still saying just the? What can you see? Hello, what can you see on your screen?
We can see the annual.
Okay, you can see the initial platform. Okay, so if you go towards the right-hand side, there is this three dots. There is so you see the resources section. You see a particular document there. It's a business model canvas template. Okay, yeah, business model canvas. Sorry, Israel, your hand is still raised. Do you want to? Are you still? Is there something you want to ask? Hello? Okay. All right. Can you all see that resource? Has anybody been able to see the results?
Yes, sir. I've been able to open it over here.
Okay, you have been able to access the results, right? Has any other person been able to access the results? I want to have a few people who can confirm that they've been able to access it. You go to that menu icon and then see, you see resources. Can you say something on the people if you have been able to access it? Let's be sure that some people. So, okay, Free Will Foundation, there. Oh, okay, this. Okay. Okay. All right. So I have some people who have been able to access it. For those who have not, please make sure uh you access the resource from there. Because you are going to be doing an assignment that will require you to, use that material. You do a first one. As we go along in the course of this training, uh, of course, it's one of the things that you will still find very useful as we go along in this process. But at least I want you to have this preliminary try at the document so that you are able to begin to think about your business, um, right from the very beginning, so that some of the things that you need to pick and make sure that you pay attention to in the course of this program, you are going to be able to pay attention to those things. Okay, right? So on the business model canvas, you typically would have what you call there are about 9 items, right? Your business model canvas. And for anyone who is into a business, it's important for you to pay attention to all these things because they would help you to be able to have some reasonable grasp of your business. Well, it's looking like this might be the last thing we're going to think from today. Let's see how far we're going to go on this, on this conversation. Now, one thing that is very important for you to take note of, and if you see that document, you see that I've also put in descriptions there that will help you to understand what each of those items mean, to help guide your thinking and to guide you in filling those things. So you're going to ultimately have an assignment at the end of this class where you will fill in that stuff, that template, and you submit on the Annucio platform. All right. So please, anybody that is not conversant with the platform yet, it's important for you to, we'll create a little time for you to ask any questions uh, to help you to be able to navigate the platform. All right. And so that you are able to submit your assignment as required. All right. So right here, you have so like I said, we have 9 key components of course your business model. Yeah, we're going to go deep dive much more as we go along, but this is preliminary for you to have some understanding and have some expectation. Number one, you have key partners. right? And this defines those you work with in order for your business to be able to succeed. Yeah, let's just take it sequentially, right? For every business, if you see the example there, if you're running a bakery business, you need people to supply you flour so that you are able to um, produce the bread that you produce, right? Those suppliers are critical partners. If you don't have uh, flour suppliers, certainly you cannot run your business. So you know that as you are starting off the bakery, one of the things that you need to do is to identify who are going to be the people who are going to be supplying me with flour. You want to start a poultry, right? And you are thinking, for me to be able to start this poultry, who are the critical people? Who are those that will supply? You need feeds for those animals, right? You need to identify who are the key suppliers, key partners I will work with that will supply me the feeds that I need at the most optimum price, right? That's a critical task that you have to do, as somebody who is starting off uh, a poultry, right? And if you already have one and your goal is to scale your poultry, you need to know who are the off-takers that I need to collaborate with for me to be able to achieve my objective of scaling my poultry business. So those kind of people are your key partners, right? That you need to pay attention, that you need to pay attention to be able to grow your business. Chidebere, some people are getting in and out. So let's pay attention to the waiting room. Yes, some people are having
Yes, sir.
difficulties.
I think it's that one. So,
Yeah. All right. Now, so that's key partner. So as you assess your business, right? As you refine your business idea, one of the things that you need to do is to write down in that place who are the key partners that you need to be able to make your business succeed. All right. So you need to make a list of those people under that section of key partners. The next thing is key activities. We discussed about processes, the things that you need to do to be able to make sure that your business will succeed. For every business, there are key processes that are important to be for that business you need to succeed. So you need to highlight those key processes, and identify what are the key activities that I need to do, right? You run a bakery, it means baking of bread, marketing the bread, it's very important, right? And packaging the bread is very important. You cannot bake the bread, not package it, and then jump to sell it. So you have to identify and highlight what are those key, steps that you need. And that's why for you to be able to run your business, right? For you to be able to run your business, you must understand that business. And so one of the things that we usually would look for in anyone who is saying I'm going into a business, does it have an idea of how that business runs? Right? Has it done something that looks like it before? Or has it gone for some learnings and training that has positioned that person to understand the nitty-gritty of the processes required to succeed in that business? Sometimes as an organization, we have a part of our organization that focuses on software development and product development. And there are times where, as a leader in the organization, let's say we're developing a particular product, right? And then maybe for somebody who is like the engineering, a project manager, and then you're trying to engage with, in fact, or sometimes even as the owner of the business, and then you have a deadline to meet, and there's some certain things that people need to get done. They want to build a particular feature, And then the client says he needs this feature. And probably, it's something that is a make or break feature and it has to be implemented. Somebody tells you that it's not implementable. Because you understand how these things work, you can sometimes tell him, do this or change this. How about if you do it this way? And lo and behold, you'll find out there is a way because you understand how that business works, how that process flows. So, as somebody who is trying to run or wants to run a business, it's important for you to be able to, break down what are the key processes, what are the key activities that are required for your business to succeed, right? In the process of building or developing your product as an organization. What are the key things that must be done, right? An understanding of that helps you to be able to properly budget as well, to be able to know the proper things, the things that needs to be done, for you to be able to succeed in that business. All right. Now, the next thing is key resources, right? What are the assets that you need? Okay. What are the assets, whether physical assets or human assets, right? You need, as a baker, for example, you need an oven, you need a space to pay for a space. Or maybe if you want to run from your house, well, maybe your rent already covers that. But of course, your business has to pay a portion of that rent for you to do it properly. All right. You need skilled bakers, right? As someone who wants to build an edtech platform, you need developers, right? You need people who understand the subject teachers who understand certain subjects and can help you put together the resources in a way that it adds value to those using the platform, right? You need to host the platform on a server, right? Those are key resources, things that are going to be useful that you need to be able to, bring your idea to life or to scale your idea to where it should be. All right. Besides that, you have also what you call the value proposition. We're still going to talk more about these things. In fact, the value proposition is something that is very key, central to your business, right? What is the unique value that you are giving to your customer? What sets you apart, right? That product that you are building, are you sure that somebody, 1,000,001 people don't already have that product built? There are times, however, that you build a product that has been built by other people, but you have a distinct way that you want to serve that product, right? One thing, one thing that I saw, that made so much meaning with Paystack, for example, was when they built their platform, they built it in such a way that they built it to be the developer first, in the sense that it's easy for developers to integrate into their platform. And that gave them a lot of mileage, right? There was a Flutter Wave as at that time as well, but they needed to an inroad into the market as well. And what did they do? They went into developer communities and then showed them that we have good documentation and our integration is very seamless and easy. And that was basically their unique selling point. Their product wasn't much different from the product that Flutterwave had, but they had, a unique offering in terms of the ease of integration, and they were very deliberate in reaching out to the developers ecosystem. As that entry strategy was like a unique, was unique to them, and people found their platform easy to integrate into, and because of that, many people pivoted to using their platform. And so you're asking yourself, what is unique about my product? What approach, what am I doing differently from what other people who are in the industry are doing? What problem am I solving? Sometimes it could be the problem itself, many times indeed the problem itself. There's something that we call about markets. We talk about the blue ocean and the red ocean. Blue ocean. Does anybody know? I want somebody to tell me what the blue ocean strategy. What does it mean? Anybody? Tell me if you have heard about the blue ocean and the red ocean strategy. Is any hand up who's going to help us? You might as well type in the chat box. Oh, okay. Don't be distracted. What I'm seeing the doctors asking about how stuff was downloaded. Don't worry. We'll create a little time to discuss that, right? Okay. All right. So does anybody know about the blue ocean, red ocean strategy? Have you heard about it before? Anybody?
Okay. Can I go ahead to speak?
Okay, yes, please go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, Chinedu, please go ahead.
Okay. All right. So the blue ocean, I believe from what I understand, is a market that is that has enough space for you to play in, more like it's not overcrowded and all that. Why the red ocean is a market space that is already overcrowded, meaning you have a lot of people doing the same business they're trying to do. I think that's from my own understanding.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In fact, we have a classic example of blue ocean and red ocean in our contemporary Nigerian scenario, and that's a very good description of it. Yeah, look at the petroleum marketing, uh, petroleum marketing space, right? Many people have been importing petrol for a very long time, right? And they wanted to keep importing petrol and sell it to us at the fuel station, right? But somebody thought that there was a better way to do that business, which is building a refinery and then crashing the price in such a way that the people are going to be able to afford it better, and it saves the country foreign exchange. And in no time, Dangote entered that market and seems to be the controlling force in that place. Some people have been there for many years, right? But he got in there and took over that market because it created something different that others had not been doing, that completely disrupted the market. And so he's playing in the blue ocean because for you to compete with him, he has skill, he has, everything that you can think about to be able to beat anybody who is in that market because of the size of, the refinery he had gone to build. All right. And the people who were normally just importing and selling, because of the local advantage he has, easy access to crude, that has been made available to him, and the scale of his production is able to bring down his price to, displace all those who are importing, petrol, right? And the same example of blue ocean also lies with somebody like Elon Musk and some of the products that he has produced over time, right? The red ocean is normal mobile internet that is available. MTN is doing it, Glo is doing it. All of them are using terrestrial internet. But he decides to go into space and make internet available anywhere you are in the world, right? Using satellites, right? And that made a huge difference. It's taking a huge market share all around the world. And we are all, of course, aware of how this internet services has aided the war in favor of Ukraine, right? In the Russia-Ukraine war. So in the red ocean, you have many people playing in the same market, doing the same thing. But the blue ocean strategy is that allows you to play in a separate market on your own because you have built something that is unique, that is quite different from what exists in the market. Now, that thing that sets your business apart, either the unique feature that you have built or your unique approach of, selling your products, or of, your unique pricing. Those are, the things that you take note of in determining your value proposition. What am I bringing to the table that is different from what other people are doing? People like to talk about affordability. Yes, affordability is a competition strategy, but many times we are advised to make sure that beyond affordability, there are other ways that you can compete in the market. All right. Another thing that is also important to take note of as a major component of your business model is the customer relationship. How do you intend to interact or engage with your customers? Are you going to be putting in place discounts? Are you going to be putting in place a customer service that is irresistible? Maybe you're going to be reaching out to your customers on their birthdays, so that you remind them of the products that you have that meet their needs. So, for example, um, you're in the business of making cakes, right? A fantastic way to grow your business, will be to be able to, keep a database of the birthdays of those who have patronized you in the past. All right. Yeah. So that's customer relationship. How am I going to engage my customer? What platforms will I use to engage them? What strategies will I use to engage them? Many times I find myself making a repeat purchase in the grocery store where I go, because I know that if I continue to go there, one day I'm going to win a loyalty. I'm going to win a loyalty prize, right? Because in fact, you do it so beautifully well where I shop that whenever you win, even if it's 1,000 naira, they ring a bell. Everybody say, "Hey, you won something," and then you are so happy that okay, my labor is not in vain, right? I'm not just spending money here. I'm also getting something back, right? That's a loyalty strategy that will make sure that rather than you spreading your money and buying in different places, you rather want to concentrate your purchase in that particular store so that very soon you will reach a threshold for buying. So maybe the way they do it is maybe when you have bought up to maybe like 20, 35, 30,000 or something, right? They give you a loyalty of 1,000 naira, right? And then I think they restart it again as you keep buying again. Once it hits that threshold, they give you a loyalty price again. So that way you are compelled to want to continue to go back to that place. And that's something that you should think about as well in your business as a possible strategy to ensure that you have repeat customers. Many times it's recommended to always make sure that it's easier to have a repeat customer coming severally than trying to acquire new customers every time. In fact, there is something that is referred to your cost of customer acquisition, right? If every time your customer only comes after you have run a campaign or you have done some promotionals, there is a cost to every of those promotionals that you are doing. But when you have a repeat customer, you have zero cost of customer acquisition. So you don't spend anything to get that, because for everything that you sell, you need to remove the cost of acquiring that customer, from the profit that you make from that product, from that thing that they have bought. But in the case where you have a repeat customer, you have not incurred any customer acquisition cost. Those customers, and the more repeat customers you have, the better for the business. Okay, so that speaks to customer relationships. All right, and then you have the channels, right? how do you reach and deliver to your customers, right? If you sell, wares, for example, right? Do you have an online store, or do you want to just work with a shop, right? Do you want to use WhatsApp to, share your products, right? Do you want to do doorstep delivery, right? Those are channels, right? The channels through which you will engage and reach out to your customers who are, engaging with your business. And then customer segment speaks to the groups of people that you serve, right? Who are the people that you serve? Um, who are the specific kind of customers that you serve? For example, if I run a poultry, one of my customers would be maybe eateries, right? Some of them so they buy a lot of these broilers, and you know, so those would, uh, clear a clear customer segment, right? And also, is for example, you are doing a business that has to do with um, which business do I use as example now? Can somebody give me their business? Maybe we can even just look at your business and try and look at who your customer segment will be. Anybody that wants us to do that for their business. So you just tell us what your business does, and then we think of who are your customers in your, you know. Okay, nobody's interested. That's interesting. Am I missing? Okay. Some people have said there. Okay. I can see on the group I have EduTech, laundry brand. Okay, who was the first person? Okay, laundry brand. So let's take the first product, right? So when you say laundry brand, is it correct to assume that you maybe dry clean for people who have, close to dry clean? Is that correct? Okay, yeah, all right, yeah. So that means that for that category of business, can somebody tell me who are the customers? Who are some of the key customers that this person should be looking at? You can speak, you can type in the chat room. Who are the kind of customers that this, somebody who is into the business should be looking out for?
Corporate workers.
Yes, corporate workers, right? Why do you say corporate workers? Why do you think they would be a good set of people to consider?
I say corporate workers because most of the times some of them don't have time to do these things by themselves, so they prefer to give it to the laundry person to help them with it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a very good one, right? Many times they're very busy. They go early and then they come back late, and then Saturday is not enough for them to catch up with other things. They'll rather outsource, the cleaning of their clothes, right? Yeah. Okay. Wow, everybody says corporate workers, right? But besides that, of course, you could as well have people who make custom wears. Like, so when people do wedding gowns, I'm not sure most people would want to wash it by themselves, right? You're paying attention to that. When you hear, there is a potential one there, how to position yourself in the community where that happens a lot, so that whenever they want to do laundry business, they know that you are, the go-to person. So this is how you think about your business. See who are the kind of people, that needs my service. If you're in a cake business, you know that the people that eat a lot of cake are young people, mostly between the ages of maybe 2 and maybe some 35 thereabouts. You don't go marketing to people who are older people who are watching the amount of sugar they take and all that. So you need to be very clear and distinct in identifying your customer segment and highlighting them. This is a very key responsibility for you as a business owner who has set out to do business. Now, the next thing is your cost structure. I'll rush this now so that we can have a breather to discuss other things. So cost structure speaks to the main expenses you incur in running your business, your rent, your salaries, your electricity costs. These are the cost structures that you need to take note of. Very important. Many times people run businesses without, they just, whatever money they have, they just use to do something, pay the bill, pay this, pay that, and they are not taking note, they're not tracking, what costs that they are incurring in their business. All right. And this, of course, is one of the things that we'll have to look at when we're talking about financial management, right? And so you need to be very aware and take note of the things that make up your cost, the time you spend doing certain things, right? That time needs to be paid for, right? So please, it's important to take note and be very intentional about the cost that you incur in running your business. And then you have the revenue stream. What are the things? How will the business make money, right? We have people in business who are not thinking about this. They don't like the fancifulness of the idea. Wow, it's a great idea. But the question is, how will you make money, right? In every idea, whatever idea you are developing, you need to think through it and be very clear about the things that will give you money, generate revenue for you as an organization. All right. So these are the critical components when you talk about business modeling. Yeah, and these key things that we have spoken about will form a major core of ongoing conversations in the course of this training. And it's important for you to, right from day one now, be well aware of, this core, components, of your business model, so that by the time we are done with this training, you would have been able to properly situate all of these things. But I'm going to give you an assignment to go and fill in this information based on at least your understanding at this time, right? Fill in this information. We will conduct this exercise much later to the program, but at this first point, I want you to begin to think about your business and begin to think about some of the things that are critical to making sure that your business succeeds, right from this beginning. So before our next class, you're going to have to upload your response, right, to the initial platform, right? So that we're able to pick in there and then see what each and every one of you have submitted, and then we can discuss them a little more much later. All right. So I think this is a good place to stop the class for today. We'll pick it up again on Friday, so that we can then make progress. I don't know if there are questions. I can take a few questions and then we can close the class. All right, Miracle.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, please, concerning the assignment, I did not get you clear. Can you repeat it again?
Does anybody understand the assignment? Just to be sure that it's not only you that didn't get. Does any other person understand the assignment? It's good that if you Simeon, do you understand the assignment? Okay. Okay, Pastor Jason.
Can you hear me, sir? Hello?
Yes. Do you want to talk about the assignment?
Yeah,
Or you're
you asked a question.
Huh?
Hello? Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Okay, talk about the assignment. Who understands the assignment?
Do you understand the assignment?
Yes, you said we should think about our business and how it succeeds. So based on what you have taught us so far, we should use those the table to fill in, according to the lesson today, fill in our business model.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we fill in the business model, the value we propose, the customer channel, and the customer relationship. So I think those in business will understand more of this. So I think I understand the assignment.
All right.
So,
Thank you very
but I
much.
have a question to a question to ask.
Please go ahead.
Do you have another different platform apart from the founders platform? Is there another platform we are to join apart from the platform we are now currently on WhatsApp?
No, besides the WhatsApp platform, there is a platform for called Anutio, Anutio. An email was sent to you earlier to create an account there and for you to be able to join the D-Pia Innovation Grant Competition circle on Anutio.
Okay.
So if you have created an account, I'm sure Chidebere would have added you to. But if you have not created an account, then of course she wouldn't have been able to add you.
I think I have created the account, but I've not been added.
Oh, okay. Chidebere, please take note of that.
I have done that. Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so if please by the end of this class you have still not been added, reach out to Chidebere on the WhatsApp so that you can be added. Okay. All right. Do I have any other question? Okay. All right. I think it's a good place to. All right. Chinedu, please go ahead.
Sorry, can I? Okay. So I wanted to ask, are we getting this? I think I figured that the assignment is based on this, what is displayed on the screen now. Are we getting the document to
it's already on the
or?
Anusho platform, right?
Okay.
And an assignment will be created on that platform as well, where you are going to upload this assignment. So you download the document from the resources section, and then you go to the assignment section and upload your assignment. Once the assignment is created there as well.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
I have a question, sir.
Simon, we can't hear you. It's like you have a problem with your network.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Can you hear me, sir?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. My question is, what is the duration
Simon, I think
for the assignment?
network is bad. It's breaking. The line is breaking.
Yeah, maybe you should type. Okay. It's messages here. I hope there are not questions.
I've dropped attendance for today, so
Okay. Yeah, please, you can drop the attendance so that people can fill it up. Please drop it on the group.
Yes, I've dropped it already.
Okay, so please, everyone, take note of the attendance.
And someone is saying that I couldn't find D-Pia on Anusha. I've added everyone that have created accounts in that Anusha.
Yeah, so get the person's name,
Okay.
right? So
Okay,
if
sir.
for any reason anybody hasn't been able to find themselves on the Anusha platform, you need support, please reach out to Chidebere on the group. No DMs, on the group. And then she's going to respond to you and provide the support required, right? Okay, Simon, I thought you were going to drop your question on the this. Oh, okay, yes, I can see your question now. You'll submit this assignment before the next class, right? The next class is on Thursday. So you were going to upload it on the unusual platform on Thursday. You see a section for assignments, right? Oh, sorry, Friday. Apologies. It's on Friday. Okay. So in the section for assignments, you upload the assignment there. Then we can. All right. Chidebere, is there any other thing that needs to communicate to the house?
Okay.
Chidebere, please
I want
tell
to tell
them.
them that anytime they want to join the class, they should be using their full name. No abbreviation, no nickname.
Okay, I get the what's in that. Okay, it needs to sync with
Someone
it
is
needs to
still
sync with
asking how can he
Chidebere on
find
that. I'm not sure. I don't know
D-Pia.
if anybody saw AI 2 or 3 witnesses. Maybe that will help us to know. I don't know, Chidebere, did you see him? Did you notice him yesterday?
Who?
I don't know if it's a he or a he, right? Person that said he
I dropped
attended,
an attendance yesterday for them to take.
right? Okay, that's a she.
He's a
Let's
guy. He.
call the bias. You said what?
No, it's not a she, it's a he.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
Okay. Someone is asking how he can find D-Pia on Anusha. I'm trying to log in with my log into Zoom with my system so I can show the person how to navigate to the place.
okay. All right. Is there any other question? See. Ah. Yeah, people saying they attended yesterday, but let's go through that one. Okay. Chidebere, John said he has found it. But maybe for the sake of others too. Right? So
So there's no need.
you can still
There's no
show
need.
others. There might be somebody else who needs that help. Oh, I told you yeah, so quickly do this Chidebere before we close so that we can have everybody nobody has the skills not to know of saying they don't know what to do.
Okay. So I believe you can all see my screen.
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. I don't know if I can be able to show you since I'm the admin here. Okay. So when you log in, you go to the circles here. So you type D-Pia. From here, my system is here. You come here and type D-Pia. You can see it, right?
Yes, see it. We
Okay.
can see.
Then you click here. Click on it. So it will take you to the community, as in the platform. Then you will see what's it called? Hamburger here. Then you click on it. When you click on it, you will find your resources here. You get your channels, members, pricing. Then this is where you can see your assignments. So when you click on the assignment, it will take you to it. Okay, but there's already one here. So if you also want to get the resources, you can still click here. Then you'll see where an option for the resources. You click on it, then this is the resources. Download it, you have to open it first. Then these are the resources. When you click on it, you can be able to download it. For those asking how to download it, it's already open. You can click on this icon for download and it will download immediately. But before then, I want to show us something. Okay. You can see there is a channel here. You can click this, click this channel. Then there's an introduction to understanding business management, which was the topic of today. So you click on it, click on request to join for you to join. Then you drop your feedback on today's class or discussion too. I don't know if anybody has any question.
Yeah, so that's very important. That channel will be used for discussions that pertain to what we have discussed today, right? As we bring on board other modules as well for the program, they would have different channels for it so that we can have a very organized discussion that you can always refer to, subsequently.
Does anybody have any question?
Hello?
Okay. You can go ahead. I thought someone wanted to ask question.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
I want to by the way, good evening.
Okay, good evening. Good evening.
I want to ask if when we submit the assignment, when we deliver the assignment, are they going to be submitted publicly or like just to the admin?
No, it's privately. It will go straight
It's
to the
private.
admin.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that question. Does anyone have any other question?
So how do I know that I'm into the platform?
I can hear you.
And the platform, the platform for the assignment submission, how do I know that I am in the platform?
How do you know that what happened?
That I have joined the platform.
Okay.
Because I have created the account, but I'm not yet in the platform.
What's your name?
My name is Jason Akuna.
Let me check.
Okay, I've seen my name.
Yeah, here already now.
Okay, so how do I log in now?
You don't have the URL.
The app.
Eh?
The app.
You can use the URL you used in creating it.
Okay, okay.
Yes, that was sent earlier. When you click on it, it will direct you to the page where you insert your login details. Does anyone have any other question before we call it a day? All right.
Also, I wanted to ask again that the presentation slides, are they going to be made public, like to us, or we're not going to be getting it?
Okay.
That would be much.
So what did you say?
So that will be much later, not right away.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. In the absence of no further question, we'll call it a day. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's class. And do have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for the lecture.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your attention. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. So please, just a quick information. The assignment will be due on Thursday midnight, right? Since the class is on Friday. So please, let's take note of that. Okay. All right. So right on your platform, just go to the assignment section. You'll have it in the next 15 minutes thereabout. It should be there. But bottom line, just go to the resources section, download that item, and then you can then go to the assignment section to upload to submit. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.